Welcome, sailing fans. This is race 2 of the Palma World Cup Regatta 2013 theater style final. We just witnessed the Danish leaders in the screen right now come back from a third place rounding in that last race to take the victory very comfortably. The other thing that happened is the Germans, third place coming into this race, they were in second coming into the final mark. They got pinched out by the Kiwis on the downwind, and they ended up capsizing. So from a promising second place, they ended up in 8th. A real disappointment for them. They're still only in 4th overall. They only dropped down 1 spot. In 2nd overall are our Kiwis, just below, setting up below the Danish right there. And then in 3rd, moving up to 3rd, is the other Danish, Ivesen and May, right, setting up to the leeward end. So we've got one boat on setting up for a port tack start on this leg so far, but just over a minute to go to the start. Here come the Brits. They started on port last time. For those sailing fans who remember, the young Brits, James Peters, he started on port every single time in the theater style in the European Zingarda 2012, and ended up moving up all the way from 9th to 3rd. So if I had to guess, I'd say these Brits are channeling a little bit of his energy and going to look for the port tack option every time. The rest of the fleet, not so decisive yet. They're still all doing regular starts on starboard. There's the Germans. Boat end trying to recover from last race. They actually sailed a really nice race last time. So it's just a disappointing finish as the Kiwis got a puff and soaked low on them.
I think the Brits have failed their port start, but no, maybe not.
They're still on it, but they've got a little competition from Jenna and Katja. Jenna and Katja moved up into 3rd place.
The line does look kind of crowded. It's really short, and I'm not sure if they will get through.
Yeah, they're a little early, aren't they?
I think one of them will get caught somewhere, especially because the wind's picking up, so the boats on starboard are going to drop down even further.
Okay, nice positioning from the Dutch. They were a little slow to accelerate, but they've actually done it now. Kiwis getting shot at the back a little bit. They've been struggling with that all week. Brazilians, very nice start from them. And the Italians, Giulia Conti actually has been starting really well all week too, and we see that from her. There's the Kiwis having to bail and get outside.
Well, there's a drift attack situation, but no problem.
No problem. The Dutch, brilliant, off the pin, good speed, good start, and they were the first to the boundary, got to call room. Now we'll see if they have the speed to hold off the Brazilians all the way across here. They're a little bit heeled up. They just need to get into that groove and find the power, don't they, Max?
Yes, I think so too. The Germans are a little bit behind. I don't know why, but they do have quite a big gap to windward of them. So I think they can recover from that position.
And our leaders, the Danish, have just tacked on the far side. This will be the first big cross of the 2 fleets, one that goes right, one that goes left. Looks to me like the Kiwis are crossing, so that means the Brazilians will be crossing. Giulia Conti went across, probably the Danish gave her that. Oh, capsized from the British in their tack.
I think
they had to do a slam tack.
Because
Giulia Conti was on port. I bet you the British had to duck and avoid her there. I would guess that's a protest situation. The British managed to stay upright, so good for them. And there go the Italians. They've gone to exonerate themselves from that incident. So that's a port starboard in the middle of the course. To be honest, the Brits won't be happy with that because they were in the right, and even though the Italians have gone and exonerated themselves, actually they haven't done a full 360, the British have still been harmed, but they did stay upright, so hopefully they can get back into it. Here's our team in 3rd place, Hannah and Everson. Hansen and Everson. And they're coming across, but the Kiwis look in command of this one, don't they, Max?
Yeah, the right side's just getting a big shift, and I think they do cross in front.
Wow, they've really managed to extend there over the Dutch. They were all 3 lined up together, and then the Kiwis tacked off first. If you remember, they didn't get off the line very well. And in the end, they found some speed or a shift, and they've done really nicely. Now the Dutch are pinching. They've got the Brazilians on their hip. It's a really tight battle between those two, trying to get into the windward mark.
The leaders, Ida and Maria, are kind of in the middle of the pack, but we'll see how they will continue the race. So exciting.
Yeah, that's Nielsen and Olsen. They're going to round this mark in 5th. Look how slow the Dutch are going now. They're barely going to be able to get around this mark. They've been pinching for almost the entire leg, and the Brazilians roll them just at the end. Oh! My guess is they've hit that. Yeah, the Dutch, from such a promising start, they just got their ley line too soon, and then there was no more room for them. The Brazilians, really wide rounding. They didn't get their rounding well, and that's left room for both the Danish teams to get inside them. Crew battle here. Let's see who can get hoisted first and filled. And that is Katja Everson has beaten out Kaina Kunz on the hoist. Oh no, she's dropped the spin sheet, or maybe they're going for a jibe. Lots of action here as the Brazilians roll the Danes and claim their spot back. And that's a capsize from the British on the far side. They almost capsized on the first leg, and now they've jibe set and capsized on this leg. So disaster for them in this race. They had such a good last race. Coming through into second right at the end. Simultaneous jibes from the Danish, and oh, the Brazilians are over! The Brazilians are over. They went into that jibe with low boat speed. They weren't sure, I think, tactically what was going to happen with the Danes behind them. The Danes jibed simultaneously, and look how fast they're off. We got 2 boats upside down. Turns out both with the pink chutes. And now here's the Dutch after that disaster windward mark coming in behind. Meanwhile, all the way down at the leeward mark, we've got the Kiwis round the leeward mark. The wind's picked up a bit here.
Yeah,
maybe that's what we're seeing.
Everybody kind of understood the ley line. I think they're really struggling to get the marks, but so far everybody has managed without dropping the kite early.
Oh, okay, yeah. And that's, wow. Nielsen and Olsen, nothing keeps those guys down. They were 5th lead coming into the windward mark, and they're already back up to 2nd place. In 3rd place here in this race, that's Hansen and Everson, also of Denmark. Here come the Kiwis. Really nice lead here. They're coming up the boundary. They go in for their tack, chose their wave. No problem. Let's see if they can get extended and fast. Yeah, they do. Beauty there. Beauty work by that's Alex Maloney and Molly Meach. We'll be hearing their names a lot, to be sure. Here come the Italians. They had to do a penalty halfway through that beat, so they're going to look to catch up on a really fast pace. So if they can get it a good douse and a rounding, maybe they can catch up. Nielsen and Olsen. Here come the Germans. Remember, we talked about them not having the best start, and due to the chaos, they're already up to 4th. So we'll see if they can claw through the fleet this race. Okay, and this is the Brits, is it? Still going downwind after recovering from that capsize. And here's the Brazilians. Looks like they're going to be able to recover as well. Just go past this guy. So it'll be interesting to see if Nielsen and Olsen can haul back in the Kiwis. The Kiwis did have a commanding lead, but we've just seen it all week long. Nielsen and Olsen, they were the top women's team at the 29er World Championships last year. They bought a 49er full rig as soon as the FX was made the Olympic boat in November, and they've just been on fire all week. And look, you can see how much they've closed the gap. The Kiwis will cross here, but there's not going to be that much in it, and they'll be looking over their shoulder the whole way downwind, I'm sure. Okay, set from the Kiwis. Straight set, yeah. That's Molly Meach got that kite in. That was a really nice set from the Kiwis. They're off at full pace, but the Danes have jibe set, so they're putting the pressure on tactically, or strategically, not tactically. The Kiwis are lit up, though, really nicely.
The gaps between the boats seem to be a bit bigger now in the stronger winds, because I think the difference in boat handling is still quite large. Some teams have been training a lot and for quite some time on the FX already, and others just got their boat in Palma and have been sailing for a couple hours before the regatta, so there's big differences in the breeze.
Yeah, that's why we're seeing some capsizes right now. Just lot of the teams haven't had the time in the boat yet that they'll need to in order to be consistent like they want. Okay, so the Kiwis have jibed in. It is still a 3-lap race. Molly's gone in to douse the kite already. Here's Katja and Jenna, also a nice safe jibe. Kiwis are around in first. They've gone to the far side again. They've loved that side upwind, haven't they, Max? And likewise, the Danes have loved the close side. So we see, a little bit wide on that rounding. Yeah, a little bit hot. They're obviously trying to get every boat length they can. And
I think the crews are already kind of feeling the lap because the wind's strong and there's not much time to recover on the upwind. So
that's the other thing we'll see today, isn't it, Max?
Yeah.
Is it's a real big physical test doing the theater-style racing. And this is the first time any of these crews have had to finish a regatta. This is 4 races at 3 laps each, all within an hour. These girls are going to be absolutely exhausted by then. We can see the boat handling falling apart a little bit there as we see the Dutch around the leeward mark. But when they're in a straight line, they'll be looking good still, as you can see. And but the Kiwis have done really nicely here. And that's them there. We can also see the Brazilians a lap down due to their capsize. So that's the other boat in the picture. But our 2 leaders are the Kiwis and the Dutch here. Well, actually the Dutch looking good here. The Kiwis have just stalled out on something, heeled over. Oh no, the crew has gone to leeward. Look at that, Max. See? The Kiwi crew's gone to leeward to, I'm sure, fix something. Awful timing. And there we go. Once more we see Nielsen and Olsen. They just cannot be denied in this regatta. They've pulled through again. Oh look, so Kiwis have got going again. That's lucky. So it's only cost them 1 place and a bunch of distance, but I'll have to find out later what happened on that. Looked like she was going down to the leeward turnbuckle, which would be an odd place to be in the middle of a race that is double trapping. Nice tacks there. The Kiwis boat handling has actually stayed pretty solid so far. So that's a testament to Molly.
So that one's going to be exciting again. We'll see if everybody can get safely through their jives. This is the last way down to the finish.
Yeah, Germans are in 4th. The Dutch have done nicely to catch up. So we're going to have a 3-way battle for the 3rd place in this race between Hansen and Iversen, Becking and Blom, as well as the Germans, Lutz and Bucke. Look at that lead they've got, Max.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice. So another race win, as long as these girls can hold on. I have to say the 49er FX is just a beauty to watch downwind. It seems really nicely balanced, doesn't pitch very much, bows up, so the girls can push it as hard as they can. And I know all the girls are really enjoying that aspect of the boat. Ida Nielsen and Marie Olsen going in there for the finish. That'll be their 2nd win in a row in the theater. Certainly not their 2nd win this week. They've got a massive lead, and in 2nd we've got Alex Maloney and Molly Meach. Also 2nd place coming into this regatta. So the day's results are holding up as we've seen the weeks, and that's 1-2. Let's see what's happening in the battle here for 3rd. Looks like the Danes are nicely in the lead here for 3rd. Jenna Hansen and Katja Iversen.
And it does look like the Netherlands girls overtook the Germans again, who just jived on the far side. And there was a really bad jive, so I'm quite sure that the girls from the Netherlands are in front now. But we'll see, it's going to be kind of tight.
So we've got the Germans coming in from the far side. They're lit up. If they're on ley line, they could make it interesting, but it does look to me like the Dutch have got through. See if we can stay on that battle. Yeah, Dutch go for their jibe. Not a good jibe. Let's see if they can get their kite filled and back up to speed. Hard to tell the depth from this spot. Assuming the Danes are through the line there. Wow, it'll be a very close finish actually. It's hard to, can't say from here who beat who. And then that is the Italians, Giulia Conti and Francesca Klapach in 6th place. Coming through after that, they had to do a penalty in the first beat for a port and starboard incident, and they've managed to pull through to 6th. Here come the Brits. Let's see if they can make up for their early mistake on a jibe set. Yeah, that's lovely. Not full confidence on the way out. They'll get it, though. And back in 8th place, we got the Brazilians, also capsized, and we'll sign out for now.